Hello everyone and welcome to EU3 of COS round 9, and tonight we are in Monaco for qualifying and a 50% race. Um, I am gonna be solo for quali, I think, and then my co-host will join me. So we are gonna wait for someone to drive out to be able to follow them as we are racing in the night time. Um, so as we hear an engine roaring, and that is an Aston Martin. No, an Alfa Romeo. As we see a lot of drivers getting out on track now. So, heading up on the top of the hill, going down to this tricky session, as I'm gonna get lap data out, as it is good to have. So, Tiski is on his out lap, currently warming up the tires. And as he's cutting the new wall chicane, so he is gonna be the first driver on a lap. So let's follow him around on board. So heading down into turn 1, we are gonna brake just under the board on the top as we have retirement, and that is in the pit section. So heading up through here, you are gonna brake early to get the front in, and you're gonna stay tight, and you're gonna try to get the front end turned in. You're then gonna brake late as you're gonna get the front end turned in, then you're gonna get into this left-hander with a bit of drifting. Then you're gonna try and get the front end turned into Portier here, as you're gonna go into the tunnel now. So you're gonna brake just after the 100, you're gonna get close to the wall, and you're gonna cut as much as you are possibly able to. You're gonna head down to the swing pool section now, as you're gonna go into 4th gear, possibly 5th gear later on as you get rubber down, as you're gonna cut that as much as you possibly can. You're gonna try and stay tight as this gets a bit of a snap on the exit, as he's gonna go up to the line now, and that is gonna be first lap of the end. It's a 1:11.0. So we're gonna go down and follow people behind him. So if we follow Crypto here, who did get a few penalties. So heading down into the chicane now, he's gonna stay close, he's gonna cut the corner, he's gonna get a good traction there, and he's then gonna head into the swim pool section now. He is gonna try and stay tight to every wall here, so giving a bit of margin, but he does look on for a decent lap time here, as he goes a bit wide in the second last corner, but he's not gonna head through the last corner with a bit of focus here at the exit, as we are seeing an Alpine behind him, and that is gonna put him P4, as the Alpine of STLR is going P4 just after Crypto. So we're gonna head on board with Nisuda. He is not on a lap, so doesn't matter, as Alex sets the times alight with a 1:10.6 for the AlphaTauri, and we'll just behind him in P2. So 2 drivers really close behind in quali for now. So we are following Nisula here, who is a really quick driver. He's staying very tight in the second last corner, which is what you want to do, as he's gonna head up to the line now, and it's gonna be a 1:11.0, but he did invalidate. So, ooh, and that is a front wing gone. So that is gonna be an aborted lap, as we have a Red Bull coming up to the line now from Kevin, Cal 40. He's gonna go on to do a 12.2. And Crypto is out again. And he is not on a lap, as you can see by the timing sheets, as Tiske is not on a lap either, so heading with Dan, the current championship leader. He's quite far down, but he is very consistent, so if he gets up there, he should be able to fight for the win. As he's gonna start his lap now, looks like. As he's going very tight, as a Ferrari is getting out of the way of the Mercedes. Heading into the casino section, he's gonna stay tight, and he is gonna leave a bit of margin to the walls. As he's gonna stay tight, good traction, and he's gonna try and get the front end turned in. Heading into Portia now, just before the tunnel. You're gonna try and get good traction, good rotation, and Dan looks to be on a decent lap here. He's braking now, cutting the chicane quite nicely. Heading into swimming pool as he's hitting the barriers, as he is up on his time, but is it gonna be damage for Dan after hitting the barriers not only once but 2 times now? So he is gonna finish the lap, but possibly damage on his car. So it is not gonna be that representative. No, as he's going down on his time. So Kevin not on lap either, as Tommy is on a lap. Or just finished his lap actually. I am unsure if he is on a lap or just finished. It looks like he's on a lap. So yeah, he is. So we're gonna follow him as he's 2/10 up on his current best time. As he gets the front end turned in nicely, and he's gonna try and take away at the 2 guys at the front of the field. As Ro is also on a lap, and there's a yellow flag, I don't know what for, as that is Dan getting out of the way. And Will is 2.5 tenths up, and that will put him into P3 if he can just finish this lap. And finishing the lap, it looks like he will. He's gonna head up into the timing screen, and he's gonna set the current best time as he goes 7 thousandths quicker than Alex, but Will is setting the provisional pole position time with a 1:10.2.
Good evening, Hako. How's things?
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry for my late appearance. I had a pre-existing appointment with some malted milks.
Oh.
18 drivers, pretty good grid for tonight, haven't we?
Yeah.
All things considered, Monaco.
Yeah. Looks like the Ferraris are looking really strong around here.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. I need them to match my podium from last night. That will will do us good for the week.
Yeah.
I think Ivica setting himself a time at 11.5. So if Ivica matches his time from yesterday, he'll be in second place. So Ivica last night, EU4 managed to he dominated the race, 40 seconds clear at some point during that race, before a late safety car sort of bunched him back up again, but was really on it. Keep an eye out for some unusual tactics from the Hasses as well, as usual, particularly around here. Two-Spa managed to get away with doing a race here without making a pit stop once.
Yeah, that is
perfect.
That is a thing you can do if it's raining. We don't know if it's actually gonna rain in the race.
We don't yet. I mean, he did it in the dry. That's the thing.
In the dry.
Yeah, managed to get. So the leader lapped him between the pit entry and the start-finish lines with a lap to go. So technically he was on his last lap and finished. When he passed the pit entry, he would have had another lap to go to pit. I was not happy when I found that out, because it was a position I could have got off him, but fair play to the guy.
Yeah, as I think Two-Spa actually going on a lap now.
Yeah, he is. I'm riding on board with him anyway. Through Casino Square and down towards Mirabeau.
Yeah, as he's matching his time in Sector 1. But Sector 1 is a really difficult sector to get together, even though it's just close to just 3 corners in itself. But you have to maximize every corner.
Yeah, it's one of the few sections of track, isn't it, where you're actually flat out for any sort of length of time. So if the exit's bad,
yeah,
you lose a lot of time. Through the Nouvelle Chicane, then into Tabac. Sector 2 split coming up. Little tank slapper there, but marginally up still on his time. Back end of that car not compliant at the moment. He's not happy to put the power down early.
No, he looks to struggle a bit with the rear end on the entry of the corners, as he's actually gonna lose a lot of time by that, I would assume.
Yeah, Sector 3 is where he lost most of it. I mean, you do have the ability to go twice here, so there is enough energy in the battery to do 2 time laps back to back. So we'll see. He's lost the 10 through the first sector again, though, so I think he might just back out of this and head to the pit lane. Yeah, he goes deep at the hairpin, so that's going to be that set of tyres done for, swapped out.
Yeah, I think we have the Red Bull of Kevin heading up to the line now. Is he gonna go quicker than Two-Spa? He is, and he's gonna move himself up into P8 by improving 5/10 in that last sector.
Yeah, good job from Kevin on his COS debut. One of the few. Oh, Craggy takes pole. And first man of the week into the 109s. That is 9.671 for the Aston Martin. Quality stuff.
And Ivica putting it into P3. So.
Yep. So he's matched his time from yesterday. That was pole from yesterday, roughly. The 10.3.
That is a big margin. Still.
Yeah. Looking ominous though. If it's again to do some damage.
Yeah.
In the tier above where he normally is. Got some debris as well at Portier, so I don't know who's lost an end plate there.
That was Cracky, as he lost. He had a bit of a snap on the rear end, so he went quite deep, and then lost the end plate. Oh!
He's let.
And he has had a snap of oversteer, and that has put him offline. As Crypto improves his time, as he's just 2 thousandths quicker than Alex, as Tommy is actually out of the session. I don't know if he just retired on track or in the pits.
I think it's a pit lane one, to be honest. I mean, if he's trying to save himself a set of tyres or if he's happy with his time, then yeah, we'll go for it. But there's 3 of them there within 7 thousandths of one another. You've got Domi, Crypto, and Alex. All on 110, 6-1s, and then you've got a 6-1-0 for Dom, 6-1-5 for Crypto, and a 6-1-7 for Alex.
Yeah, that is really close between the 3 of them. That is just in the midfield. And Tiski is on his... Ooh, and that's a touch with the wall.
Improving his time though. Aston gets out of the way.
Yeah, I was about to say he might even be blocked on this lap, but it looks like he's gonna improve.
Fastest of anyone through the middle sector, goes into P7.
That is just behind the guys fighting for P4. Ooh, as he hits the inside, there's the Aston behind of Charlie is on a lap as well. And Charlie's up in the first sector, but it might have cost him a bit that he had the Alfa Romeo in front.
Maybe. We'll see when we get to down to Tabac. The sector 2 split, but at the moment, looks as though he's doing just fine.
Yeah, he looks to break just after the 100, as
Oh!
he is gonna outbrake himself massively.
He's got away with that, I think, somehow, but I mean, fair play, he's backed out of it.
Yeah.
Panda's lost it at Casino Square.
Alex improves into P2, and Nisula retires.
I think Nisula has hit Red Panda's car at Casino Square.
Yeah, looks like.
Yeah, that's in the pit lane, I think, okay. So he's happy with his session. So we've only got a minute to go. Yeah. Any of the drivers on an out lap right now will be heading for their final runs. Anyone in the pits, that's probably going to be it for them. Their session's done.
Yeah, we have Cracky going out of the final corner now. He's going to set up his last lap of this qualifying session, as he's going to try and improve on his time. So he thinks there's still some time in it, which is surprising with the margin he has.
Yeah, just going for full dominance as we see Will going up the hill. That's the end plate off the Ferrari, and that's going to be his run for pole. Pretty much done.
Yeah.
Lost the back end on, and the full wing's gone now. Lost the back end of the car coming out of turn 1. Went for the heroics into Sandivot and paid the price.
Yeah, Cracky looks like he's struggling with the car as well. He's sliding all over the place. He's not happy with the rear end. He is really having some trouble with putting down some throttle, as he's gonna have a spin as well.
Yeah, needs to get himself. Yeah, and he has got himself going again before the Haas of Two-Spell arrives.
Yeah, as he's gonna go up to Tobek now. He's gonna try and improve on his lap, I would assume, as he is up on his time. As Cracky is parking just fine behind him. So heading into the last sector, which is quite difficult, as he's gonna head up onto the start-finish straight, and he's gonna go within 111.8. That
improves his time, but not his position. Crypto retires. Craggy then the last man out on track. Just wait for him to dive into the pit lane.
What? He's just sitting still.
If he's going to get disqualified at this point, if he's not careful. Parking dangerously, and
yep,
that's going to put him to the back of the field.
So pole position is handed to Alex, and he just about went ahead of Wu as well. And Ivica goes P3 in the tier above, where he's usually driving.
He was really good last night. Keep an eye on him throughout the race. He's going to do something brilliant, I think. Top 3 within a tenth of one another. And then a further 2 tenths back to P4 with Nisula for Alfa Romeo. Domi, having retired earlier in the session, happy with his time. Start P5, Krypton P6, Tiski P7, Charlie 8th, Kevin on his debut for Red Bull in P9, and Red Panda round out the top 10. STLR, Two Spell, Pipe Tech, Andre, Dan Robbo, Tichy, Spud, and Craggy towards the back of the pack. Championship leader Dan Robbo down in 15th is a big surprise.
Yeah, he looked like he was just trying out tires and just the few times I looked at him, he didn't look like he was pushing. So he might have just went out on one tire, just tried to get some consistency going. As we're
Maybe. I know he's been doing a lot today, so this might be the time where his rivals can make up some points on him.
Yeah, he has got such a big margin in championship.
Yeah.
With his impressive consistency.
Yeah, you can afford to have a little bit. You can afford to have a little bit of a week off, can't he?
Yeah.
He won't want to, of course. Let's have a look at that championship then while we're waiting for them all to sort out their strategies. So Dan leads from Charlie by 61 points at the moment. As we head into round 9 here in Monaco. With the two Hasses of Tichy and Two Spell behind. Tichy only 5 points behind Charlie, so in the running for second place. Two Spell again, a further 6, 7 even, 7 points behind his teammate and brother.
Yeah.
Mercedes leading the Constructors' Championship by 63 points over Haas, with Alpine 1 point behind the American team in third.
So we are gonna have a look at the tire strategies for tonight. And we have Alex on the mediums, Will on the mediums, and Ivica on the mediums as well. Nisula on the hards, Dummy on mediums, and Crypto on hards. And then we have Tiske and Charlie on mediums. And then it's a few soft runners as well in the back end of the field.
Yeah, very interesting. Those guys going on the softs early, I think, are going to try and make an early pit stop and undercut. The likes of Dan, Tichy, Two Spell, I think that will definitely be their plan. Maybe as well, if there's an early safety car, get onto the hards and just stay out there. The guys at the front on the mediums are going to want to try and peace out and hope that nothing happens behind them. Ivica yesterday started on the mediums and then went to the hard tyre on around lap 13. You could probably stretch it a bit further, but we had a VSC at that point. Interesting angle from Nisula on the grid.
Yeah, really aggressive. As he's gonna try and make up places on the start, maybe. As I got a really bad angle here for the start.
Once the lights start, you should be able to double tap and the camera button and it will reset for you. 5 lights are lit though.
As we're gonna
glitch and away we go.
And I still got a really bad angle, but it looks like it's gonna be Alex in front as we have a few battles behind, but Ivica stays in front of Nisula as well, as he got a really good start, and we have a few cars going side by side, looks like down behind. Looks like single file for now.
It's pretty much as you were down the field. Craggy up 3 places off the start. Tichy, Spud and Andre dropping down. Panda and STLR swapping.
Is fighting Tiske as well as you are speaking. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
As he gets ahead on the medium tires, as he's gonna try and fight his way up to have take a few points away from Dan, maybe.
Maybe. Charlie, of course, second place in the championship, so anything he can get over the Mercedes driver is positive for him. He'll be looking ideally to get himself on the podium, probably. Tiski then backing out of that move at Portier. Probably remembering the Button Perez incident from a few years ago, where they came together through that.
Yeah, that is the thing. You don't really have a lot of places to overtake around here, so you really have to commit when you try to overtake. As we have Red Panda into the pits, as that looks like there's no damage to the car.
No, it's tactical. He tried this last night as well. Went early, put the hards on, and then got the undercut on a fair few drivers who he would have been fighting with otherwise, or being held up by. So expect him, once the pit stop phase is complete, he's not going to be right up at the front of the pack. That's going to be a little optimistic, but expect to see him probably around 10th place, depending on the pace of the field.
Yeah, he's gonna find the points here. Ivica is dropping back from Will and Alex, as Nisula is going really closely behind. 2 tenths between the pair of them. Going into the swimming pool section now. And try and not end up like Max Verstappen in his early years on that outside barrier, as that will ruin your race.
Yeah, definitely will. Alex then with the fastest lap so far at the end of lap 2. Spud already with a penalty. Nisula's going for it!
And that is gonna be Ivica into the wall, and that is a dive bomb and a half, and that is gonna be Ivica out of the race.
Yeah, virtual safety car as well, I think. Full course yellow. That was a move that was never on for Nisula.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate.
Yeah, he's lucky to get away with that in terms of not having any. I don't think he's got any damage at all.
It looks
but
like
he's very lucky with that.
It was tire to tire contact and just pushed Ivica into the wall. Just nothing he could do. I don't think you expect someone to send it down to turn 1.
No, I mean, it is one of the few overtaking points, of course, because you've got DRS. Nisula obviously saw a gap and went for it, but that was always going to close. It's yeah, unfortunate, but it happens. Free position for most of the field, though.
Yeah.
I'll be pleased with that.
Tiski with a drive-through, that is not what you want under the safety car. Virtual safety car.
Spud's got one as well.
Yeah, that is not what you want.
Spud not having a good time. He was saying he was going to do well, so he's got himself a pot noodle before the race started. It's not helping so far, Spud.
Maybe the noodles are not helping at all.
It's distracting, that's what it is. So, out of the guys near the front of the pack, assuming that Nisula can stay within sort of 3 seconds of the 2 leaders, he's in the best position to do some damage to their chances of winning, because he'll be on the faster tyre later into the race. The only downside to that is, contrary to everywhere else, you want the early stop because you want track position, and the undercut's powerful here. So there's still plenty of time to go. If he can catch back up to them, or even be quicker than them, then he's going to have a real advantage. But he's going to have the doubt over that incident with if it's out hovering over him until we get the stewards' reviews out of the weekend, probably. So
yeah, and he looks to struggle quite a bit as well. So there might even be some damage on the car. And even when you have faster tires around here, it is really difficult to overtake. So that's the thing about Monaco. You really have to have such a big pace advantage to get ahead, as we have caution in Sector 2, and I don't know what that is for. And that is for Spud, who has lost his front end entirely.
Yeah, it'll be debris on the track, that virtual safety car. Spud, like you say, has lost his entire front end. We've got damage on, I believe one of the McLarens has got some. I might be wrong with that. I think it's Andre if it's either of them. No, his end plate is there, I was wrong. It might just be Spud, but
yeah, and Charlie has got
Ooh,
5-second penalty for a severe collision. And
with Crypto, so they've gone into one another.
Isula's got a drive-through penalty. Second race in a row. That guy just does not have any luck on his side, does he now? And
Well, you say that, you just got to keep under the delta. It's not rocket science. But I know one person who'll be very pleased with that outcome.
yeah, and will even catch. He caught Alex off guard, and Nisula is gonna go into the pits already. So Alex is now into P2.
Good job from Will there, taking the lead of the race. With Nisula having that drive-through penalty, barring a full safety car and some tactical jiggery-pokery, that's his race done. And it's both Alphas in to serve their drive-through penalties.
Yeah.
Both will come out in the points. Tichy might get himself ahead of Tiski.
Yeah, he's on the soft tires, and those soft tires might even already be kind of dead.
Yeah, you can get them probably about 12 laps before they really start to go off the edge when you lose performance massively. So you should be okay for a while yet. 15, 16 is where you want to try and get them to if you're using them. And go to the hards, but
yeah,
again, not ideal. So Alex then keeping Will honest at the front. He's not lost ground, having been caught out at that restart.
they are definitely very similar to pace, these two, as they are just within 5/10 of each other every lap, going on to the straight as well.
Yeah, we'll see if Will can make the lead count and actually pull away and get himself outside of that DRS window. Not that it makes a massive amount of difference around it, but it will help to keep Alex in check and in touch with the Ferrari.
Is that Cracky into the pits?
It is. Craggy into the pits, and it's a wing change for the Aston.
Yeah, I didn't see any damage on the car, but it might have been minor, but big enough for him to struggle. So I think we were correct about the damage on this car.
Yeah, I think it may have been additional damage as well, because there was an end plate missing when they took the wing off the car. So I wonder if he's hit the wall again and sort of compounded the issue and decided to box.
Yeah, that's the thing. Minor contact around you is gonna be so deadly. But
so Dan Robbo then, starting from P16 on the grid, up to P7 at the moment, with all of the pit stops, drive-throughs and penalties. Nisula right behind him, though, will be putting the pressure on. He wants to try and get himself back up to that podium fight.
yeah, definitely. And those hards will only get faster as the race goes on, as you're gonna drop fuel and and the tires of the cars ahead are gonna drop off. So he's gonna try and keep Dan, on the edge. As I don't know, for me it looked like he was gonna go straight into the wall. A bit of flag.
See, the game that Dan can play here is he can back this section of the field up and sort of guarantee himself a top 7. Alright, he's going to lose ground to Charlie, but if he does that, he's going to force everyone behind him either onto the same strategy he's on, or into a position where they're going to be fighting when he decides to pit, assuming he can keep them all behind him. I don't know if Nisula's going to try any more sort of banzai attacks down into Saint Devot. It's always possible. But I'm sure that Dan will be well aware of that. There'll be someone in the party with him telling him what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. But he's not losing that much ground to the cars ahead. So I think he's maybe lost a bit of time in the train of other cars because he's not been able to overtake. So he's doing quite well for himself here.
Yeah, he's got some clear air now, so it's just a case of keeping the nose of the car pointed in the right direction and not anywhere near a wall, and he should be okay to get a good result. Say that, he goes a little bit deep at Mirabeau.
Yeah, and
Sula pushing the Merc through the corner, look at that.
yeah, the front tires are gonna be they're taking quite a beating around here, especially when it's soft tires. So the Sula is. We're gonna follow this as he might even send it down the inside. No, he's gonna stick behind. So I think he's gonna try and just make it an easy DRS overtake, as he is very close to the walls. Yes, we have a battle for the lead now, and that is gonna be Alex and Will side by side into turn 1, and that is gonna be Alex ahead of the Ferrari. So well done by him. But going down back here, we're gonna see maybe Nasuda going for the move down the inside. No, he's gonna go deep, and he's gonna be. I thought he was gonna do a Magnussen, but keeps it on the track.
Right, and we'll see what sort of pace he's got and how fast he catches back up to the Merc. Dan losing about 0.3 of a second in that last lap to the cars in front.
Yeah, not a massive loss when you think about he has to pit so much earlier, so he might even get that
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, and those hard tyres are obviously going to be coming into their own in the next sort of 5 laps. They're going to be the best tyre to be on at the moment. The 4 leaders, of course, well, the 2 leaders and then the drivers in 3rd and 4th, which is a battle all of its own, actually. I hadn't noticed that Charlie had first he got past Crypto and then caught up to Dom. So, battle for 1st and a battle for 3rd.
Yeah, he's very close, Charlie is. He's gonna maybe try and go, yeah, he's gonna send it down the inside. He's gonna be ahead, and he's gonna be in the wall! And
whoa! Outbraked himself massively.
I'm surprised. Mind-boggling that he didn't lose a tire.
He's kept that somehow. There's no damage at all.
Yeah, it looks like he's lost a bit of confidence after that, though.
Oh yeah, and new overalls will be needed, but he's still going. He's got Crips off a company now, though. Time to get himself a reprieve.
Tommy's gonna be very happy that he's gonna have a bit of clean air now, and he's not gonna have to watch behind him every straight now.
Yeah, true. And of course, I'm just thinking back to that. I was riding on board with Charlie at the time, and I wonder if when they got to that section of track, because of course the left-hand side, the wall sort of comes in towards you, and the corner narrows. I wonder if they didn't quite have enough room at that point.
Yeah, he's gonna
As we
pit
see
now,
Charlie in, so
might even
maybe he
just be
did
an
have
undercut.
damage. Maybe, but maybe he did have damage as well.
Yeah, it looks like is he gonna have a wing change? Yeah, he is gonna have a wing change. Didn't look like he hit the front end of the car, so that's a bit surprising. But he's still in the race, so still a chance to make up things. As Will is losing touch with Alex.
I've just seen Craggy go for a double move there. Once into Raskas and another into Anthony Noakes. So a real positive move there from the Aston.
Yeah, he is a favorite definitely, as he's gonna send it. Ooh, no, he's gonna Pipe Tech retired, and that is gonna be on the inside wall.
Full safety car is out.
That's not a place where you usually see a crash, but it is one loss of the car, and you're into the wall. And Charlie, no! You don't want to speed under the safety car, mate.
All the leaders pit in, of course, for a set of hard tyres. They will go to the end from here. They won't be particularly nice when they get there, but they will do it. And I think this works for everyone except the drivers who have started on the hards, as we see Craggy going to the back at 2 spell.
Yeah, and Crypto even had his swing change, so that's maybe why he was struggling a bit.
Mm.
And Nisula pitting as well, as he is on the mediums. So everyone on the mediums is actually in a quite difficult position now, because they still have to keep going.
And it's, I mean, I'm just wondering what we're going to see from Two Spell here, because I mean, he stayed out. He's taken the gamble of doing so. Not started on those mediums. Started on the softs, didn't he? And went to those mediums. So he's probably got another 10 laps on those tires.
Yeah, the mediums hold on really well, even though you're losing tire wear. The tires don't drop off massively, generally speaking. It's only when you get above the 50 mark you really can feel that grip loss of the tire wear. But until then, the tires feel pretty nice.
Yeah.
So he's definitely still gotta be decently fast on those mediums. I think he might be hoping for another safety car later on.
Maybe. I was going to point out as well, there were two drivers who were under-fueled before we started this safety car period. One was Pipe Tech. The other was Tichy.
Yeah, and they should be on. Yeah, Pipe Tech isn't on target anymore, as the car is not on track anymore. But Tichy should be alright.
He's still under at the moment, but it shouldn't be long before he's back on target. He'll have gone minimal fuel. That's sort of the Tichy MO.
Yeah. Charlie is into the barrier. And where is that?
Yeah, Casino Square.
Yeah,
has he hit the inside wall?
Under the safety car? That's...
I wonder if because he's going slower, I wonder if he's taking his usual turn in. Obviously been going slower, so the tyres are bitten. And he's hit the inside wall that sort of bounced him out.
Yeah, might have, but still a bit... He might even just be done with the race. And just thought, why not just end it? Go out with
Maybe. I doubt it, though. He's in that championship fight. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, go out with a bang, why not? So, Kevin... He's lost a few positions on his debut here, but he's still in the race. And he's on the medium tires, so he can still make things happen. It's not an easy
It's not an easy... Yeah, to come and make your debut.
Yeah. That's why you usually have a few races until you start in Monaco, but he's put in the Red Bull, and he's gonna be expected to deliver if you're talking by Christian Horner's words.
Yeah, or Dr. Marco. He'll be out by Christmas otherwise.
Unless your name is Perez.
Unless your name's Max. I don't think Checo's got much rope left to take before they hang him out to dry.
Yeah. So everyone is catching up with the train now. So we might even be going this race. So this concludes my question of if the safety car is bugged, and it is not.
We saw it last night as well, albeit for half a lap, and it came in.
Yeah, safety car in this lap. So Alex is gonna bunch up the field, as he is gonna try and get a good restart here, as he's gonna wait for the safety cars to go in. As I'm about to sneeze.
Oh, I'll take over for the restart then. Alex, of course, becomes the de facto pace car through the final sector. Once the safety car is in, the two Ferraris behind will have to hold station. There we see Alex goes out of the final corner. It's a Not a great restart, but not a bad one considering it's Monaco. He's going to hold position, no challenges then. Into turn 1, Sandy Votts. As we head up the hill then to start lap 16 of 39. Back underway around the streets of the Principality. We've had a whoopsie at turn 1. That's Craggy and Andre.
Yeah, I was just about to say so that I just saw a crash in the distance, and that is the McLaren without its end plate. And I don't know if Craigie has gotten damage. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, no front wing at all on the Aston.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. But the Ferrari of Dummy is sticking very close behind. So he might even see a chance to get into the fight for the lead here. Even though it is going to be a struggle, as he's going to have to get past his teammate first. So the leaders within 1 second, and then STLR is just behind on the medium tires with Dan as well. He's done well for himself to be into this position at this rate.
He has, yeah, and he's kept himself out of trouble so far. So he's dropped back a little bit from STLR, but we'll see if he can close that gap up now if he's just getting the tyres up to temperature.
As we just saw Crypto sliding all over the place. He was playing drifting simulator, I think, with a F1 car, but he has kept it going, and good save by him there. So he's gonna work. He's gonna try and work together with Dan here, I think, try and catch up with the cars there, as Dan is maybe just building a bit of confidence in the car to try and catch up, or maybe he's just trying to stay intact, not pushing the limits at all.
We'll see what happens with him. I think he'd be happy to hold station as well. Of course, he'll know Charlie being out means that as long as he finishes ahead of the Hasses, he's going to extend his championship lead. So
yeah, definitely. As two spells going to be under attack by an Alfa Romero here. He's going to be under attack by Tiske, who got a drive-through early on in the race. And that is going to be... where is that?
That's a tit sheet. That's Sandy Votts.
And that is an end plate gone for the Haas. So that is going to be difficult to come back from. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, he'll need another safety car, really.
Yeah, and two spells really struggling with the front tires now, as they are getting really old, those tires. 15 laps. And STLR is right behind Dummy on those mediums. He's gonna try and go for overtake here, maybe. That extra grip is really making him able to be up close behind. But the issue is that... Oh, Dummy has gone past Will. I didn't even notice.
Yes, change around at Ferrari. I wonder if that's tactical or if it's pure pace, because Will's coming under pressure from STLR now as well.
Yeah, it does look like Will has struggled a bit with pace in the race. He's been really good in quali every session I've commentated so far, but he's either been very unlucky in the races, or he's had a bit of unfortunate. But he does look to lack a bit of pace compared to his teammate right now.
Yeah, and Craggy then with the fastest lap, 1 minute 12.6 at this stage. Soft tyres on for him.
Yeah, and I think I just and I think Will just hit the wall there. There might even be damage for the Ferrari.
Hope it isn't for his sake.
And he stays out for now. So
Yeah, we're seeing Alex pull away though. Look at that, 4.1 seconds now at the front.
Yeah, he is having a really dominant race, Alex is, as he is really fast in the race. And I think I just been told in the chat that Missoula put Tichy in the wall.
Has he gone for another one into turn 1?
Yeah, I think he has, and he's gonna be into the pits again.
And what? Craggy's flying at the moment. I just thought I'd go and check and see how he's doing, because he's made up a lot of time on Andre behind over the last 2 laps. And he's absolutely flying at the moment.
Yeah, those soft
But
tires.
yeah, 111.3. Wow.
That is really fast times. But he was really fast.
In
As
qualifying,
STLR gets a 3-second penalty, you do not want that around here when you are in such a big GS train. As Stan now has caught up.
Yeah, as has Crypto. That's and it's Dom sort of holding up the pack. Alex is gone. That's his evening sorted at the moment. It's the 2 Ferraris now, sort of acting like the corks in the bottle for the rest of the leading pack, and then you've got 2 Spell acting as.
And that's Will in the wall, and STLR is gonna fall back behind, and Will has got no front wing. As I've
We've
just
got a
talked about him.
McLaren. Yeah, we've got a McLaren who had an accident at Raskas as well. That's Red Panda. He's into the pits.
And Dan is now into a podium position, so keeping in contact is working out so far.
Yeah, he's doing good. I mean, I'd rather he wasn't ahead of a Ferrari, but you know, sometimes these things happen.
Yeah, can't always be lucky, and Will just does not have luck on his side at all. As I think he got pushed a bit into the wall. And Crypto goes really wide there. So, oh, and that is a lost swing for STLR as well. So a bit of damage he maybe had on in the start as well. So Crypto is gonna get ahead of both of them. He's 2 cars into the pits now.
2 of the front runners as well. That's gonna, as we say, promote a fair few runners into some promising positions. What does 2 Spell do? He won't beat the Ferrari out, but he will beat the Alpine. But he will beat the Ferrari out.
Yeah, and Tiski's gonna be very close behind. He just is not able to overtake, even when the rain light is flashing behind, because he does not have any ES left.
The thing for Tiski is he just needs to make sure that he doesn't hit the back of the Haas, because 2 Spell has to stop. He can't not.
No, as we have.
As we see Craggy and Nisula there,
and that is
going side by side.
Who has still got no wing.
So he's lost it again.
Yeah, he must have.
I'll keep an eye out for it as I'm heading round.
And Nisula is around. I don't know where he is going.
Yeah, Nisula and Craggy were side by side through, down the straight and into turn 1. Craggy held the inside. Nisula tried to take it around the outside and took to the escape road.
Yeah, he's got no wing and he's hitting every wall possible, I think. But Crypto making up time. No, he's dropping back, my bad. But Dan is making up time to dummy ahead, as the medium tires is still gonna be a bit better than the hard tires, but I think the medium tires might even make it to the end, if you just nurse them a bit.
They should do, but you would have to look after them. I mean, I think in the position Dan's in, given the gap that there is to 2 Spell, he might as well push, put a set of softs on with maybe 10 to go, or another set of mediums, maybe lap 25, 26 if it stays like this.
And Domi gets a 3-second penalty.
Yeah. So Dan right now just has to stay behind the Ferrari, and he's got himself a 2nd place.
Yeah, and Missoula getting another penalty added to his name, as Will and Titsi is fighting at the back of the field. So those 2 are eager to make up places, and Kevin is into P7 again. So staying alive It's really going well for the Red Bull driver here. He's done really well in his debut. And he's gonna take the inside line there. On Tiscan. He's gonna be ahead.
Good work from the debutant. Nisula has retired in the pit lane. Not surprising, really.
No. A bit of a shock of a race he had.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. A couple of opportunities for overtakes that he went for that weren't really there by the sounds of things. And then drive-throughs and damage.
Yeah, that is
Paid
how
waste
it
to
is.
any serious opportunity. Again, you say it's how it is. It happens.
Yeah, and STLI is catching up real quick to Kevin as he is stuck behind 2-spell now. So STLI is doing really great to come back after his incident early on. So Kevin will try and get past 2-spell here, I think. So he won't get overtaken by STLR behind. Even though it might be very difficult since the tire difference is so massive between STLR and Kevin.
Yeah, STLO, I think he needs to play this really carefully and just sort of sit and hold. He can get Kevin on pace, we know that. 2-spell has held this group up for so long that it's going to be impossible for whoever's behind him to catch the leaders now. It's just going to be a case of going for the points when you get there, as I think Kevin's sort of given that up, and there's a nudge from STLR and 2-spell. Thought about it going up the hill, thought better of it.
Yeah, he's got so much better grip. He just don't think he expected 2-spell to break that early.
No.
The tire difference is really been put into perspective.
It's 19 laps, isn't it? I mean, those mediums aren't even meant to go this far. We know 2-spell's a tyre whisperer and can do some extraordinary things with them, but even this is extreme.
Yeah, and this CLI is gonna he's trying to make things happen, but it's really difficult around here. As he has a Cracky behind who's coming in real fast, but he has to pit again as he's on the soft tires. So
yeah, they won't make it from here.
Stila just needs to try and get him on the straight.
So we see Kevin in. Is that an undercut attempt from the Red Bull?
No, he has gotten wing damage.
No. I mean, it could still work as an undercut if 2-spell stays out for a long enough time.
That is true, but very unfortunate.
He's losing maybe 2 seconds a lap to the cars in front at the moment.
Yeah.
So, let's see, Kevin would need to make up roughly 5 seconds from where he comes out. Let's see what that's going to be.
Yeah, and he's going to be just behind Titchy, isn't he? Yeah, just behind, as Dan has got up to dummy as well. SCLI is really trying to get past here. And no, he's not gonna send down the inside, but he's really putting 2-spell under pressure as he's gonna suffer on a right behind him.
Yeah, and it's the most irritating thing in the world when someone does this, but there's nothing you can do about it other than just wait, because you know they're going to have to pit.
Yeah, Tiski got a 3-second penalty, and that is going to be... Did Craigie spin or go into the pits? I think he went into the pits. And
he has, yeah.
STLI is going to go around the outside. Oh, and now they're going to make it. That's going to be... bit of contact.
2-spell. Oh, see if I was 2-spell there, I'd have had to give him that. I think there was just a little bit too much of a squeeze from the Haas. STLR got alongside into the corner.
Yeah.
Made that move. Oh, not into the hairpin. Don't try it into the hairpin. It's not worth it.
Yeah, and this has really held STLR up.
Well, we say that, but he's not. He was never going to have the opportunity to catch the guys in front. There's not enough time left, and he's not that much quicker. He
Yeah.
just needs to play the smart game here, which is just wait. I mean, he's done very well there with the overtake, I have to say. But as he finally gets through, but all he had to do was play the smart game. He's lost more time as a result of trying to make it past than he would have done if he just waited until a moment appeared for him to make a move.
Yeah, but the thing is, with so much new tires, you really just want to get past so you can drive your own pace. Because when you follow the car behind, you might even make mistakes.
True.
And the McLaren is trying to get past now, and they are gonna be into the wall. That's gonna be a McLaren around, and that's gonna be damage for both cars involved, I think. That is
So
unfortunate.
we saw shards of carbon fibre. So I was on board with Craggy as we went up the hill.
Yeah.
We're very quickly catching the stricken McLaren of Red Panda.
Yeah, and Tuspel lost his end plate, so he definitely needs to pit now. After that shunt.
Set of softs for Tuspel, I think, to the end. They will make it from here quite comfortably as well.
Yeah. It's gonna
And
be
this is where
to get points though for both fast drivers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think Tichy's going to be in P10, obviously, once Tuspel comes out. But it's going to be battle to see whether Tuspel can get himself back up there or whether Tichy can make any more ground up. This is where, if I'm either Dan or... Well, no, actually just Dan. I'm tempted now, because of Alex getting that penalty, I'd be tempted to try a soft tyre undercut. I mean, obviously he's guaranteed second place at the moment. That's sort of a given, and that's probably what he'll go for. But I'd be thinking about it because you've got 9 seconds to crypto, and then you've got another 27 seconds behind that to STLR.
Yeah, but you have to be sure that you can get past Crypto as well. That's the thing.
True, but Crypto's got a penalty. So, I mean, worst case scenario is he stays where he is if you can't get past him.
Yeah, but dummies, you still gain 3 points more than if you get the fastest lap. So I think the safe option is definitely staying put in the position he is now, as he won't gain on Alex, I think.
No, and if there is another safety car before the end, of course, it puts him right in the running for the win. But my thinking was that if he came in and pitted, it would then put the two ahead of him, particularly Dom, in a very difficult position. If any safety car appeared, they'd have to stay on the hards, depending on how far we went into the race.
Yeah.
To stay ahead of him, but obviously, I think the further we go, obviously, the less viable that becomes.
Yeah, those medium size are really gonna start to struggle a bit with the grip, I think, as they're getting 17 laps out by now.
Yeah, and STLR's caught up 2 seconds to Crypto on that last lap as well.
Yeah.
So that window for pitting is closing as well. It's probably this lap or maybe lap 32. Otherwise, that's it. You're gonna have to just stick and commit to it.
Yeah. You can just see how much time STLR lost by being behind Tuspel. But that's the name of the game around Monaco. You have to qualify well. You have to play the strategy to perfection to be able to be up there, as you're not going to be able to pass.
Yeah, or at least not easily. And of course, the other thing is just keep it out of the wall. Had so many drivers take off a front wing tonight, and so many that have lost what would have been a promising position or a fight for the podium just because they couldn't quite keep it on the island. But all the guys out front, touch wood so far, have kept their noses clean.
Yeah, and a Dan is losing a bit of ground to Dummy now, as the tires are going to be struggling a bit. Definitely the rear tires are going to struggle quite a bit, as you're having so many traction zones around you.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, given the fact that it's such a mechanical circuit as well, the fronts don't fare up much better. You end up actually with quite an even wear pattern for the tyres. That they tend to be quite evenly spread as a result. But particularly the further into the stint you get, the worse it gets, and you just lose that little bit of trust in the tyre, and then you lose time. It just snowballs from there.
Yeah. But even if he drops a bit behind, he can still stick within that 3-second gap, I think. The difference between the tires is not going to be that massive. As I just saw from his onboard that he is on 30% ERS or so. So I don't know about Dummy, but if Dummy is in a better shape, he might even try and push to get out of the 3 seconds. So Dummy is pushing Dan further out, as we can see on this tire performance sheet that Dan's rears are hitting around the 15% mark. I didn't know that was a thing. But
it's not been in. I wish you could request when it appeared.
Yeah.
Rather than it just being random. Yeah. I think if Dommy gets down outside of that 3-second window, which it's looking like that's gonna happen, Dan still has the opportunity to pit, but obviously Crypto is then the issue, and he's closing in. So we'll see what his mindset is towards the championship at that point, because he'll either commit, go for the softs, maybe get a fastest lap, and then get himself back to third, or he'll stick with it, hold out for third, keep Crypto behind him. So we've got
And Crypto is in the wall.
What we're going to get from that, if anything?
Where is... Oh, he might have put it into the wall in the chicane on the inside.
It's the exit. It's on the exit, isn't it?
Is it?
No safety cars on VSCs. Yeah, it's on the exit of the chicane. So I wonder if he's maybe hit... As you're coming onto the exit, he's hit the left-hand wall.
Yeah, but no safety car. But that's a really... He must be so hard on himself for that mistake.
Yeah,
very easy mistake to make.
Tough. Yeah.
But that's a free position for STLR now. And Dan
It
might
is,
even
yeah.
pit now, because he knows he's gonna have free air and he's pushed out of that 3-second margin. Yeah,
if I was Dan, I would pit now. Although he's still in that window. If he can stay in it and STLR doesn't get within sort of 28 seconds, that's when it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and even then STLR got a penalty, so...
True.
And 3 seconds.
Tommy's got another one now. That sets it.
Yeah, then it's definitely going to stay out now.
Yeah, both STLR and Dom with 6 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, and Kevin is actually right behind the McLaren as well, so he's come back really nicely in this race. But every time I go back to him, he ends up in an accident or so. So I don't want to jinx him again.
We'll see if Kevin can make the move on Red Panda this time.
Yeah, he's gonna go
Panda,
for the inside.
I think he's carrying.
And yeah, he's letting him go. I think after that mistake. And is he even yeah, he's letting him go. Didn't want to take advantage. I just think it's a very tight corner to make a move, so you really have to commit. And I think he hesitated a little bit and then just made them not get fully alongside.
Yeah, and you need to just commit to something, like you say, otherwise everybody doesn't know really what's going on. I was about to say, I think Red Panda's carrying a little bit of damage from an incident earlier on with Craggy and Nisula, maybe even the one with 2 spell.
Yeah,
So it's
definitely a bit of damage with the one with 2 spell.
yeah.
I saw a bit of carbon fiber from his car as he hit the inside wall quite heavily. But
Yeah, so he should be easy pickings then for Kevin. Oh, well, relatively speaking, it's Monaco after all.
yeah, if you get a good exit on the main straight, it's very difficult to get ahead as the car behind. It's all about the exits around here. And Cracky is STLI is pitting.
STL.
He's got front wing damage, and he's gonna be moving down the grid now.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to see.
For him, he did a great recovery drive after that earlier drive-through, and
he's gonna be
was
behind
looking
both
like
Kevin and Panda now.
Yeah, it was looking like he was going to be nailed on for a top 5 finish. Whereas now, he's just picked up another penalty as well.
Yeah, and he's got Will right behind him. As we have some caution signs. I don't know what that is for.
We've got a Haas. That's Tichy. I think he's run out of fuel.
Yeah, that is. He must have underfueled massively then.
It's what he does. He's out of fuel. He puts 0 fuel in the car relative to how much you can actually take. So he puts the minimum amount of fuel in possible, and expects safety cars and things to see him right. And normally they would do, but on this occasion, he's not able to save enough after 2 VSCs and a fault.
Yeah, and Kevin really going for it now. He's trying to get ahead. He's got a fast out point behind him. As Will gets another 3-second penalty. As I think STLI is on 9 seconds now.
Yep, so Will's still going to take that position off him. 2 spell as well. If he can get himself within the next within the next 3 laps, another 3/10 closer to those 2 ahead, he'll take both of them.
Yeah, you can see STLI is really putting pressure on Kevin now. He's gonna send it down the inside here. And Kevin just turns in. It's still his corner. As I think, and a bit of contact there between the Ferrari and the Alpine.
Yeah, Will and STL are still going side by side through the tunnel. Will backs out of it. Thinks better of it.
Smart thing to do. But you can see the tire difference between the softs and the mediums, as he's able to stick so closely behind, and so is Will, for that matter. Yeah, he's gonna be pushed in the rear as well, STLR. I will. That's his way of saying, get on with it, please.
Come on, we've got places to take here. We've got penalties. 2 spells in the window. So they're both losing out right now.
Yeah. So, is STLR gonna commit to it now? No, yes, as Kevin goes wide and he's gonna be giving up both positions. As Will is sending it down the inside. That's not a move you go for, is it?
No. Bit of contact, backs out of it. I think all's fair with that one.
Yeah.
As this group of cars is coming up to lap Tichy again, as he's going through the chicane. He's carried on, despite not having any fuel. I don't know why he's doing that. It'll be in case there's any late retirements and he'll pick up points, but
it is possible.
It is, and as we've got wing damage on the Ferrari of Will, he's gone into the back of, firstly, makes it work, Red Panda, and then into the wall to back, but makes the move up to P7.
Yeah, those soft tires go. Oh, and Cracky's in the wall.
He's lost it, yeah, at Casino Square. No time for a safety car though, so it will just be the yellow as will.
And Alex is
as-
over the line.
Yeah, is to take victory around the streets of Monte Carlo. Dom will come home second on the track, but it will be championship leader Dan Robbo who will take second place on the podium.
Yeah, and
Benefit of no penalties, and we've got a fair wait for Tiski, who's just coming out of the tunnel.
yeah, and Kevin is really close to Panda now. He's gonna need to try and just send it, really, if he wants to get past now, because there's nothing else he can do as he's out of ERS. But crashing on the last lap, you don't want that.
No, Tichy, Andre, and Two Spell, obviously they're a lap down at the moment. So Craggy, who was on the lead lap when he went into the wall, is actually going to finish ahead of them. And will be classified as ninth, but a lap down, so he will take the 2 points for ninth ahead of Two Spell and Andre, who would have taken the point for 10th.
Yeah, and I think STLR got pushed quite far down after he couldn't get past in the start, which is unfortunate that he had so many incidents with the barriers. But
Yeah.
Alex comes out on top as he was dominant all race long. Only lost the lead one time, I think, and he got it back real quick. So
yeah, it's a shame about Craggy's DSQ in qualifying. What might have been had he been at the front of the pack. But Alex was the one who led us from the front, from the lights. You say, led all the way, apart from maybe a 2-lap stint where Will gave him a bit of a challenge. It was fairly straightforward for the AlphaTauri man.
yeah, definitely, he's done really well to hang on to that. So I am just gonna make sure that I have classification results for stewards to look at. But
Same.
Alex is in P1 with Dan P2, and Domi finishes out the podium with a P3. Really well done by Ferrari there. Very unfortunate that he picks up so many penalties, but that's, if you push a bit too much, you're gonna go straight ahead or cut a corner a bit too much.
Yeah, but Dan though, starting 15th on the grid and ending up second rather, is a massive boost to his championship, especially with Charlie not finishing.
Yeah.
Writing's almost on the wall already for that one, I think. It's going to take a fair change in form to make that championship fall to anyone other than the Mercedes number one.
I don't know. It's, you don't expect anyone to have such a gap such early on. Or is it really early? No, not anymore. But we will try and see if we can get guys in the comms.
So while Hako is doing that and getting those guys in the lobby, let's do some plugs, shall we? Thank you all for watching tonight. If you've enjoyed the show, make sure you hit the follow button. And if you're watching this back later on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. You can find links to all our social media channels, pages, etc. in the links in our either bio or description, depending on where you're watching. Make sure you follow all of those, stay up to date on everything Contest of Speed. We'll be back tomorrow with EU2 and AM1, I believe. 9 PM in the UK for EU2. That's 10 PM in Central European time. and 4 p.m. Eastern, and then for AM1 it will be 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 2 a.m. in the UK, 3 a.m. in Central Europe.
Yeah. As we have Alex in, and um, Alex, I don't know if you know, but you are muted. I don't know. Oh, there you go. Alex, can you hear me? And I cannot hear you, Alex. Uh, this is yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's your microphone not working or Discord not picking it up. What it is. Mm.
Hello.
Yeah, it is working now.
Yes, I had it on push to talk for a sec there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Alex, you came on to win the race after Craigie got disqualified in qualifying. You were P2 on the road, so you got that P1 in quali. How was your lap in quali? Was it perfect, or do you think that you could find a few here and there?
Well, I lost 2/10 in the final corner, but it still wouldn't have been enough to beat Craggie's lap. That was a great lap.
Yeah. So in the first stint, you lost the lead to Will just after the virtual safety car. Did you just not? Were you not? What's it
Yeah,
called? Were you a bit
he
distracted?
caught me napping. Yeah, he caught me napping.
Yeah. But you took the lead back. And then there came a safety car and you pitted. So what was your strategy after the safety car? Were you just trying to push, or were you trying to just stay intact?
I was trying to not get a puncture there. My tires were nearly 70% by the end because I'd pitted so early.
Oh, so it was just tire management at the end.
Yeah, time management, time management.
Yeah, but you went on to win. So well done, Alex, for your victory today, and you can call yourself a winner of Monaco in COS.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye. I don't think the other contestants are joining. So, but we did have the winner in for this time, uh, which is more than we could say for Bahrain. But Alex, as he said himself, he was struggling a bit with the tire wear at the end. Quite far to go on the hard tires, but they made it to the end.
Yeah, fair play. The guy said 70% towards the end, like you say, and it was that. Well, that's tough. But to keep the pace like he did with that sort of tyre wear, that's really impressive.
Yeah. But that is gonna be it for tonight. Thanks to everyone for watching, and remember to join the Discord. as I think got said earlier on by Dan here in the commentary booth with me. And we will see you later on today for AM2, is it? I think.
Yes, it'll be AM2 tonight, 2 p.m. No, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. in the UK, 3 a.m. in Central Europe.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for being here for tonight, and we will see you guys next week for round 10 of EU3, and goodbye.